Hello, my name is Caitlin Sweeney. Right. So today I will be talking about older adults. Uh, and the case study I will be talking about is Larry's biopsychosocial assessment. Here's some identifying information. The client today that I will be talking about, his name is Larry. Larry is 66 years old. He is male, Caucasian. He is heterosexual. He is Irish and German. He is Catholic, married. He has three children. Larry has his Bachelor of Arts. He is middle class. He is retired and not employed. Some medical concerns and issues for Larry are that he drinks alcohol daily. He smokes cigarettes. Larry is overweight. He has moderate cholesterol level. And also he has skin cancer. Regarding legal and or child and youth services, CYS involvement, um, Larry has received one DWI over a decade ago. The presenting problem. Larry's family conducted an intervention regarding his excessive use of alcohol. He agreed to go to outpatient treatment even though his family's objective was to get Larry to enter an intensive inpatient rehab. Larry clearly felt he was being mandated to treatment. More on the presenting problem. The 1970s was an easy time to obtain alcohol. Many people were in high school when they were able to drink legally, since the drinking age was 18. This set up a pattern of drinking at an early age, which continued through the college years and his 20s. The problems arising out of drinking did not happen until Larry was into his 50s. He currently suffers from alcohol use disorder, AUD. Larry comes from a family of two parents and two siblings. His father drank a lot, and this habit was picked up by all three of the children. Alcohol was always a part of any family get together or vacation. There was emotional trauma suffered by the children, depending on who you ask. There was trauma suffered by all three children when they had to move during their high school years. According to Larry, the cause of his substance use was to help with fitting in with the crowd. He had started drinking at a young age after his family relocated. Larry would always say it was the fun of drinking that kept him going back. Larry moderated his drinking in his 30s, 40s, and part of his 50s. Larry lost his long term job in his late 50s, which was devastating to Larry's goals, objectives, and financial plan. Larry's drinking had increased in his 50s, but accelerated when he lost his job. A number of issues took place involving the family, leading to the family intervention. Diagnoses. DSM 5 integrates the two DSM 4 disorders, alcohol abuse and alcohol dependence, into a single disorder called alcohol use disorder, AUD, with mild, moderate, and severe subclassifications. The DSM 5's definition of alcohol use disorder, AUD, is a problem pattern of alcohol use that leads to clinically considerate impairment or distress. Under DSM 5, anyone meeting any two of the 11 criteria during the same 12-month period would receive a diagnosis of AUD. The severity of AUD mild, moderate, or severe, is based on the number of criteria met. Larry's alcohol use was in the moderate to severe range in his 50s and still is in his 60s. Older adults. The commonness of this population of older adults is their increase in alcohol consumption after the age of 60. Older adults who have AUD are quite often underdiagnosed and therefore untreated. Older adults will then suffer physical decline and also suffer from comorbid diseases as well as psychological and social issues. Theories. The late onset of AUD could be caused by self-medicating and also influenced by biological factors. According to Cummings and Henry's disengagement theory, disengagement is a normal and inevitable process where contact between the older adult and other members of society changes. There is certainly a change in the quality of relationships between older adults and other members of society. Alcohol consumption can be used or observed by following the social learning theory. The older adult suffers a loss of identity. Older adults can then use alcohol to self-medicate problems such as anxiety and depression brought on by the changes in the later stages of life. According to Emiliusson et al., the interrelationship between alcohol use, social life, and heavy drinking are significant issues that need to be assessed clinically and preventively. I believe that alcoholism and drug addiction are a disease and can be passed on genetically from generation to generation. Some history and culture. There is a history of alcoholism in this client's family. The client's father died in a mental institution by drinking himself to death. All of Larry's children have suffered from alcohol use disorder. 2 of the 3 children are sober. The example used in this PowerPoint is of a person born in America. He is Catholic, attends church weekly, is ethical, and an active voter for his party. Special population, empirical-based practice. Recovery from AUD among older adults is a difficult road to travel. According to Kermel and Gabriel, recovery from AUD can lead to improvement in the person's physical, mental, family situations, and social states that are controlled by the client. According to their study, older adults who are able to recover from AUD experience successful aging. There were 3 main categories that developed from the study. The first was clients' regrets, self-forgiveness, and a willingness to correct wrongs from the past. The second was successful aging and eagerness to live. The third category was long-lasting challenges. Despite this population's positive outlook, older adults who have recovered from AUD are a population susceptible to physical or emotional trauma. The article by Emiliusson et al. Concludes that an older person's loss of identity trying to cope with psychological and physical problems, a societal environment they can no longer reach, a social culture that surrounds alcohol, and how it relates to and between social life. Alcohol use and heavy drinking are significant factors that need to be investigated clinically and preventively, especially for individuals that experience very late onset of alcohol use disorder, AUD. That concludes my presentation, and here are my references. Thank you.